messed up. Ha! Now we're live.
Now we're live.
Can you hear me?
I mean, barely.
Yeah.
Does it echo if I put both earphones
I don't
in?
know. I don't know. Put them back in.
All right, I got both of them in.
Hey, everybody. Technical difficulties. We're figuring it out. We played the intro. It wasn't there. So, sorry. Rob, it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Colder than crap. I'm assuming there was no fishing done at your house this weekend.
No. Not this weekend.
No. Next weekend's looking good, though.
Probably not.
It's supposed to get up in the 50s here, so.
It's supposed to pour rain, though.
Not Sunday.
Oh.
I got a tournament Sunday morning, so I'm hoping it stays non-rainy and in the 50s. I'll be happy.
Gotcha.
So, night fishing. We're supposed to talk about that this week. We're far off from, I think, either one of us putting in anywhere close to night. I don't know about you, but I always like to make sure it's a full lake, especially on some of the lakes I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a very I used to like to night fish a lot, but now that I've got older, I can't see, so it makes it difficult to tie if I break off, and it seems like I get hung up more in the dark.
Oh yeah. Patrick Henry and Cherokee's about the only two I know decent enough to at least attempt it dark. Yeah, then I'm hugging my trails previously.
Yeah, most of the time, maybe Tuesday nighters. Once it gets dark, I'm pretty much done.
I do remember the last. I think it was the first one I fished with Steve. I said, "That's got to be Rob over near the ramp." It was. You and Jake. That's right. So, what technique you like throwing at night? If you had to, like, favorite, I guess.
I'd probably throw it a little shaky head quite a bit at night when I'm out, or a jig.
I like to drag something.
I mean, Jacob was catching them on a hollow belly frog at night this year. How he knew he was getting bit, I have no clue, but
it just felt tight, huh?
Yeah.
That boy will pull some out of it. Let's see. We got a comment. Hey, Steve. Steve's
hey, Steve.
I still had it left over on the brand.
And I mean, there's probably 90% of the time that I'm out at night, there's probably not a black light in my boat.
Well, I went from the black light to the green light. Because the black light, I mean, unless you got the right line on, you ain't seeing it that well. But the green light, well, you seen it, you and Jake, it lights up the bank. So at least I know kind of how far I am.
I thought a UFO landed on the water up there.
That was funny. I come rolling up and said, "Dusty, you look like a dang car coming across the water." Yeah. True story. Hey, I don't like not to see.
Yeah, I don't either.
At night, this boat looks like a club out on the water.
Yeah, you just need the music pumping.
Hey, that's it. I try to get Steve to sing, but he never will.
But I do. I drag that worm a lot at night. I guess most of the fish I caught this past year after dark was on that little shaky head, just dragging it.
Yeah, that's about like I do. Between that, or I might throw a buzz bait just because I can hear it and hear it go away if something does bite.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that loves night fishing, and
when it's hot as heck, it's somewhat nice. You know, it ain't bad.
Yeah.
It's a nice little break.
I like it better on a full moon, so I can at least see a little bit.
Steve says it
what
reminds him of Korea at night. If he tries to shoot me, you know what happened. But yeah, and Patrick Henry ain't back because there's some docks that's got some lights, and you can get up there kind of where the marina is, and they've got it lit up a little bit. But
yeah,
I ain't never really had much luck up in there. I'm sure somebody's yanking them out of there, but if you are, let me know what you're throwing.
They can catch them. These boys can catch them after dark, but I'm more of a daylight fisherman anymore.
Right. So speaking of daylight, it's cold this week, warm the weekend, cold, gonna be cold after that. What are they doing to the fish, Rob? What are you throwing after the warm air comes through?
I don't know. The way it's been so cold the past few days, they probably all froze to death.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They're going to thaw out and then start getting that cold again.
I think they'll probably start biting pretty good because there's not been near amount of pressure on the lakes here in the past week as usual.
Yeah, I'd say about a week and a half.
Yeah. And then we got that snow still on the ground and rain moving in. Then it's going to flood. The water's going to come up probably.
If you can get a little warm creek coming in, you might be on to something, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably throw a rattle trapper, flat sided. I'd stay shallow.
Yeah, stay shallow and pray for the best.
Yeah.
Be thankful it's not 2 degrees.
Yeah. I'm not a cold weather fisherman either.
No, I don't know about you. I'm kind of glad they pushed the first tournament back to March this year.
That first tournament in January was rough. I had them little stick-on heating body warmers all over my whole body, just trying to stay warm.
Is that the one you drew Cal for?
Yeah.
You should have made him keep you warm.
That first year with Cal was rough because it was like 15 degrees outside and the wind blowing 20 mile an hour, and we done put in and then come back once they canceled the tournament. But there's a lot of people that likes this cold weather fishing, and I think too the bigger fish do bite better during the cold. It seems like you see more pictures of bigger fish being posted that's been caught during the cold months.
I know Gavin likes to scope in the cold months better. So I think if you're scoping, you're all over it. You're pretty much chomping at the bits right now.
Yeah. But
that don't suit me much. I'm gonna get better at it, but I ain't quite there yet.
Yeah, that freezing to fish. I'd much rather beat mosquitoes off of me than fish right now.
Gracie wants to know if you ice fish or do we ice fish. It feels like it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, back last year at Chickamauga, that first tournament, was it last year? Year before last, I guess.
Chickamauga was cold, but I don't think it wasn't as cold, the cold one.
No, that first year was when ice was freezing up in the islets.
Yeah, I missed that one. I hate it.
But no, I mean, if I was ice fishing, I had a little hut with a heater in it, and it was pretty warm.
Yeah, I don't know,
I could probably do that.
Sitting there on ice with a heater, looking at a hole with water, it just don't. I mean, it don't add up to me. They're like, oh, it's thick. Yeah, but I mean,
you would think it would get weak.
Yeah, I always think I'm kind of impatient, so I might go over here and put another hole in, and then by that time I've got carried away and got 8 holes in the floor.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, they pull some big muskie and walleye and stuff out of them things though.
Yeah. But so what would Steve like to know about his topic he wanted us to talk about?
Oh no, he likes throwing the jerk bait though, I guess.
He likes to throw the jerk bait. That
Oh,
is a
Robert's
good
frozen.
cold water
Oh, there
bait.
you go.
This
I tell you what,
during the winter
Steve
months.
sets a hook.
Huh?
If Steve sets the hook, the boat moves 3 feet. He's most definitely a hard setter. Let's see. He said, "My luck, I'd melt the floor with the heater and go swimming." Yeah, me too, Steve.
Yeah. I mean, you
Little
see them build
update.
fires on that ice.
Yeah, don't make any sense. Little update on the other two. Gavin is going to be joining a little later, maybe. And Cal's still with us. He's just working a lot on Sundays. So we might have to figure a different time out so he can start joining us again.
Yeah.
He's making that good money.
Yeah. You have to go see him.
Fishing season.
Go see him and let him wait on you.
Yeah. Everybody go to walk-ons, ask for Cal.
Yeah.
Tell him you're a fan of the podcast. Tell him to get a discount because Dusty and Rob mentioned it. Seems like a plan to me.
Yeah. I wonder how good that'll go over with Cal.
Be back, guys.
Yeah, you can't do that. So have you had a pretty good weekend?
I did. Got a few more baits in. Got a rod off of Gavin. You know, he's trying to get rid of some of his old stuff. Got my rod back from Gavin.
Did you?
That's a plus.
Yeah.
Gavin got a new boat. That's good.
That's what I hear.
Monday, Tuesday. Anybody wanting a guide service locally, look him up. He'll be more than happy to work out something with you. Again, mention the podcast. You get 10% off Gavin's guide service.
I like how you're giving discounts out.
Right. Sponsored by GC Guides. And Leeds Plumbing. If you got a plumbing issue in the cold weather, you get 5% off.
I hear you. It has been it's been a busy week for me working in busted water lines.
I bet. Good time of year though. For the wallet, bad time for the hands.
It is. Yesterday was brutal outside.
Yeah. He probably ain't got, even if it was warm enough to fish, probably ain't got much to do. Time to do it.
No. But it'll be here before we know it, though.
It will. Is there one you're looking for the best?
Huh?
Is there a tournament you're looking forward to the most?
After this week, Watts Bar.
Watts Bar.
Because it's in June.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's warm.
Yeah. Gavin was over here working on his getting his waypoints off, and stuff like that. And I'd upgraded uploaded the new update. So I'm guessing that's why it wasn't working from his unit to mine, but we was laughing because he had like 2,400 and gazillion waypoints. Mine had 20. I said, hey, man, I'm kind of like Rob. I said, if I know how to get there, I ain't marking it. I know where it's at.
That's what Jake said. He said, Dad ain't got no waypoints much.
Yeah.
I said, they're all up here. They're right here. All my waypoints.
That's what I told him. I said, as long as I know the lake well enough, I ain't marking nothing. That might be go past the third silo and take a left, but in my head. But I think he ended up getting it to work. And he was not. He said, "I'm going to delete them all to see if it's on that card." I said, "You know, if you delete them all and it's not on that card, you're screwed." He's like, "Yeah, I know, but it worked." I was like, "Thank God for you." If you throw something, you gotta go outside, not in the garage.
He'd have felt funny if it had deleted them all.
I know. I was like, "Gavin, are you sure?"
Oh, mercy. So, are you looking forward to your tournament this weekend?
I am. It's hard to hype yourself up a little though, not knowing which one you're going to. And, you know, it's a different game plan. Because I mean, you can have a couple of things tied on, more or less confidence that you know you're going to throw anywhere. But as far as like lake specific, can't really do that till Saturday night or Sunday morning, really. So
Do they have all the lakes in there in the drawing?
Yep. So anybody that don't know, the East Tennessee Basin Trail, that's the one I'm going to be fishing. They have Patrick Henry, Watauga, South Holston, Boone, Cherokee, and Douglas. And as far as I'm understanding it, right, once they draw it, they take it out, so you don't go to there 2 weeks in a row or 2 tournaments in a row.
Gotcha.
And I think they go all the way down to like a couple to make sure they're hitting them all. At least that's what they did last year. He went live to explain all that, but I hadn't had a chance to go in there and listen to it yesterday. I was working. But you know, it's a different setup for sure. So kind of hope for the best. Hopefully not Watauga. It's still too cold for me to go to Watauga.
I'd say Watauga's iced up, ain't it?
Probably. One of my carriers lives up in
Cherokee's got some ice on it.
Yeah, Rome Mountain got like 6 inches, so I'm sure Watauga's got some up there somewhere.
Gracie said we had more snow here than they did up there in Elizabeth where she was at.
Okay. Yeah, y'all did. It was weird. Kingsport got hit harder than Johnson City for a change.
Yeah.
Most time they never get anything. But yeah, I'm excited about it. It's first one of the year. Obviously, get it out of the way and hopefully have a good finish and you know, just get the first one in the boat early and go from there.
Gotcha. You're hoping Watauga? You hoping Watauga?
I am not. I am not. It's not warming up yet. Oh no, Gavin said they was cranking up there and having some luck. He said it might not be as bad.
It is this the first one of the year coming up?
So what they did is they were supposed to have 3 opens, but they had 2 to kind of try to get people to do it. Anybody can fish those and you can sign up for the trail. But after this Sunday to fish one, you gotta be a member. They're taking memberships, I think, up to the first 6 or something like that. That way you still got, after you can't make the classic no more, then they quit taking memberships.
Gotcha.
But it's pretty good. They're working on sponsors and stuff like that. Had a pretty good payout in the barbecue last year. They had me at the barbecue. I'm going to fish 10 of them just so I can eat good.
I hear you.
Tell Steve to take the boat out. I'm going to eat. They got some night tournaments too.
They got night tournaments.
Yeah, they got
Steve's your partner in that, right?
Yeah, unless I go to Cherokee and I tell Steve he's taking Robbie. Like, yeah, Robbie's gonna meet you down there. Robbie's the stuff.
That's the reason Steve wanted to know about night fishing. He's trying to learn some techniques.
Oh yeah, yeah, and not get hung up by Dusty. I've come close to taking him out a time or 2.
Yeah.
And I've heard, hey, there's a dock coming. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we broke bent our light over. Jacob did this year fishing after dark because we couldn't see, and he was there's a tree limb hanging out, pretty good size. And I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" But too late.
Well, yeah, yeah. Remember, I fished a couple weeks later after it did it.
Oh,
Your Tuesday night or something? No. What?
was it?
a
I
night
had to.
turtle.
Was it Thursday night that I had to MacGyver the light back on
Yeah,
for?
yeah. You said you keep fishing. You're back there with electric tape and wire cutters. That was the day where our feet got ate up by mosquitoes.
Yeah, I miss those days.
We didn't catch not one fish that whole night, but yeah, it was at least on the water. Yeah.
It is. It's gonna get heated up here in the next month or so. Have to get back out on the water.
Yep, and the
And-
podcast going to have a lot more to talk about. We promise. In about 2
Yeah.
months, we're going to be talking a lot more smack. It's going to be hot and heavy.
Yeah, and hopefully we can
I'll
get
be
a little
leading in
challenge.
point. I'll be leading in points.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
hear you. We are to come up with some way of doing a points thing with ours podcast and see who at the end of the year.
We could do it average weight size of the fish. That'd be about the only way it'd be fair. Who caught the
Or we
highest
could-
average fish?
Or we
Average
could go
weight.
5, 3, 2, 1 on finishes weight wise.
Well, we could do it on average. That'd make
Yeah.
it fair. I mean, you, Calvin, Gavin, you got to give me a chance. And Josh, I catch a 5-pounder out the back of the boat, and you boys are up there catching 2-pounders. Y'all are driving the boat. I ain't got a chance. But yeah, we need to come up with something that's getting here fast.
Yeah. That it is. Too fast.
Yep.
But
So,
not fast enough to get out of the cold.
is the White Pines or Morristown Marine starting up before?
Yeah, I think they
North-
start in February.
So you're gonna get a little cold action in there.
Yeah. March on Norse could be pretty cool.
Yeah. Think it'll be pretty windy.
I'm hoping we have like a warming trend.
Yeah. Me too.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Like 95 every day, so they're way up tucked on the bank,
Yeah.
not out there to eat. I hate I ain't gonna get to practice, but it'll be all right.
Yeah.
I've got a good note taker.
Good
Always
enough.
don't lie to me. Kick you in the shin.
I was catching them on a Carolina rig spook.
Look who we got.
We got Gavin.
Yeah, bro.
About
Gavin.
time.
So catch you up to date, okay?
Okay.
Anybody that goes to walk-ons and asks for Cal section, mentions the podcast, gets a 10% discount. All right, okay. But there's more. There's more, okay? So I got in a given mood. It's a little after Christmas. I told them anybody that uses your guide service, free advertising, you're welcome, that you were going to give them, that mentions the podcast and I said that Dusty said, you're going to give them a 5 or 10% discount.
Deal.
Hey, yeah. You're gonna hate me the first time, but when there's like 10 of them, you go back. All right, I'm making more money. I'm still trying to talk Rob into maybe a 5% or something on Links Plumbing, but he should say no.
Rob, well, I'll be there at the. What days will you be there at the expo?
Who?
Rob Welch, not Rob Lakers.
Oh. I was like, I'm not sure I'm going.
I'll be there. I'll be working Thursday.
You gonna be there Thursday and Friday, or just Thursday?
It depends. He needs me for sure on Thursday, but he said if I can't, he said I can work all of them. But hopefully I'll be having the boat by then, so I'll be on the lake.
He said Friday, Saturday, DNL jigs. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
be at the MMA booth.
So how is it working the show? I ain't never worked
So-
one. I'm a guest.
So working the show is it's fun, stressful, and exhausting all at the same time. The way it's fun is like just the whole process of everything. You know what I mean? Like setting it up and being able to talk to multiple other companies and, you know, just joining, especially if you're working with people that you like the people that you like, it makes it more fun. The thing that's frustrating about it is like, it's different per company, but with us selling rods, how many people like will come up and be like, "Oh, I'll be back later," or "I'll buy one later," or "I just got here." It kind of gets frustrating after you hear it for so long, and then like talking to so many people, and the people that is the most and no offense to anybody, but as a seller, it's frustrating when you sit there and you talk to somebody for like 20, 30 minutes and like they seem interested and they're like, "No, never mind," or they're just like, "No." And it sounds selfish, but when you're trying to sell something, if they're not going to sell something, if you're not going to buy something, just let us know, because then that could take our attention to somebody else that could possibly sell something.
A lot of wind.
And it makes it hard because you forget what kind of lies you've been telling about how big a fish you've been catching.
To be honest with you, at a fishing expo, it's like you don't talk a lot about fishing stories. Like I think I only heard like 2 or 3 fishing stories, and it's not even like catching fish, just fishing stories in general. It was kind of weird. I expected like people to come in there and you talk for 45 minutes about like all these catches and look what I caught and all that kind of stuff, but it didn't happen as much. And the exhausting part about it is like you're on your feet for that many, however long you work one. So, and then like just talking to so many people, and you got rude people, you got very nice people, you got people you're like, okay, just be quiet already kind of people. And so it's like, it gets very mentally exhausted because at some point you're like, damn, I really don't want to go up to this guy. But that guy could be the guy that buys like 5 or 6 different rods. But it was different. It was my first actual, like I worked when I was younger, but I never like actually helped sell anything. I kind of was just in the booth to be there. When I was in high school, I was one of the high school guys one of the guys that sponsored us in high school. But actually being involved and stuff like that. And then you'll got some guys that will ask some crazy questions. You're like, I don't know. Like I was like wanting to know like how many strings of graphite was in each rod and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't even think the guys that build the rods know that.
Hey, if you don't count the strings, you ain't fishing.
Yeah.
We gotta know how strong they are.
And then you'll have we had a bunch of guys coming in too that just wanted like free product. So that got kind of annoying too.
Yeah.
But it was a good show. I'll like meeting all these different people and like all the connections that different people have. Like I've got 2 clients all the way from North Carolina booked the guide trip already. So like seeing all these different clients.
Rob said high school angler parents definitely the best.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times Dad and Mommy bought some rods for kids while we were down there. Those are the ones that you're like, and that's another thing too. It's like any other business. You start trying to pick out the people that you really want to attack. You know what I mean? You're not even talking about like, oh, daddy's money or whatever, but just like their attitudes. Sometimes people look like they got money. They got money. And then obviously
you profiling people.
Kind of.
Yeah. No.
Now that's just me. Because like when somebody comes, when you actually are interested in buying something, you can tell it all over you. You know what I mean? So like for me, that's what I did. If I seen somebody that was just, just kind of looking, you know what I mean, just quick glance or whatever, I didn't really attack them because they're not very interested. They're interested in what they see, but they ain't interested in buying. But when I see somebody like picking them up, holding them, feeling them, and like just amused at them and stuff like that, that's when you're like, this guy could probably buy one.
Like day one of the classic, when me and Whitney was down there, I probably looked like a little schoolgirl going running across. Look at this! Oh my God! That guy just had to get out. He said, "Just meet me at the desk. Get what you want." He didn't have to sell me nothing. He knew it was already sold. By day 2, Whitney was saying, "They got a basket. You want me to grab one?" But hey, interesting fact. I was standing in line at one of the booths, and there was a guy from Canada there, and he was buying like astronomical amounts of might even been Googling, like soft plastics. And they weren't that great to sell. I mean, they were cheap, but they wasn't like, go buy a shopping cart worth. But he was saying in Canada, they were like $8 a pack or something crazy like that. So he goes to those and stocks up. He said it saves him a ton of money. I was like, "Hey, you get them back?" He said, "I ship them."
That's crazy. That's another thing. That's another thing that's kind of annoying too. Is those people that come back on the last day thinking they're going to get like a rod for free or something. Basically, they're like, "What kind of deals you?"
Like y'all ain't gonna take them back with you?
Yeah, like we this is all we got, and we want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me what I was. Somebody asked me
some
what I was
people do.
2024.
Some people
yeah,
do.
Some people
that,
do,
though.
but like with rods, it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? Like some of these tackle shops and stuff like that will do that, and or those big like those people we call them the dollar bins. Them people that come in with a bunch of dollars, they might do that or whatever. But when it comes to rods, it's not, because I mean, literally, Brian and Matt has been on the road for the past like month. They haven't been home, but for like one day, working these shows. So they don't have time to go and get another. They brought everything they have, so they can't afford to just start giving away for cheap. Which we already have a sale on them. They're originally $350, and at the show they're $250. So we already have a sale on them.
Mention a podcast and they're $245.
Dusty's gonna have us in the hot water.
It'll be all right. Hey, keep the people talking.
To answer your question, Tim, I haven't said anything to y'all yet, but I meant to say something to Dustin and you today, Rob. I actually kind of just talked about it yesterday. I'm going to be fishing the BFLs. I'm going to try to fish some of the Morristowns and White Pines. But I think that especially if I do good and if I can afford it and all that kind of stuff, I think me and Clark might go jump in the old Chickamauga Toyota.
Both as boaters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, speaking of that, I don't know how many people actually watched and stay watching, but I did get a boat finally. It's getting rigged as we speak. Don't have
you
a trust.
You want to go into details about it? I kind of mentioned it earlier that you had got a boat. And she'd be on
I got a 920 2003 Phoenix Elite. Rig's going to be pretty similar to last year. I'm going to have Garmin 12, Helix 12, Lowrance 12 up front with 360 and live scope. And at the console, I'll be doing something different. I'll have a 12-inch Solix, and then I'll have a 12-inch HCS 12. And I actually got something else working in the motion too. And y'all might think I'm crazy, but I think I'm going to have a third graph console live scope.
Live scope at the console?
Yeah, and
for your co-angler?
No. So I got offered a graph for only like $250, 9-inch graph. I didn't want 12-inch, one 9-inch. And then Watson's might be getting me hooked up with a 32 because I was just going to put a 32. And I found this mount that goes on the side of your boat, like right here where you sit at over your gunnel, and it's like just that big, and it comes with this pole that you can just mount off or mount off, so I can take it off or take it on whenever I want to. And it's really small, like the handle's only like that wide, and then the top of it's maybe only that round, and you just twist it instead of like doing this to move the pole. You just twist it like a throttle. But it's easy to take off and store away. And I just thought it might be, it'll save a lot of time on these scoping tournaments and stuff like that. Of when you're idling, I can scan. Because like on side scan and down scan, it's hard to see those singles or doubles, and even sometimes seeing those deeper fish feeding in shad and stuff like that. So I think I might do it. If I can get out of it without spending a fortune, which I think I can. Because like I said, I got offered a graph for only like $250, 9-inch live scope. I'm basically going to be paying nothing for it.
So if me and you's fishing a tournament and I'm at the back of the boat, you going to let me use it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You might have to sit in the seat to use it, but
That'd be all right. That'd be all right. We'll figure out. We'll get with Papa and get some way of remote controlling that for me.
yeah, I seen that and I thought it would be a cool idea. But the only thing bad about that is you're gonna have to get two if you do it like that because you won't be able to move it. I like to be able to move it so I can look at both sides whenever I want to or out in front of me. Because with those, you're only going to the side. They made a mount where you can basically mount two live scopes like this on the back of your transom, like
Just
on
put
your
it
jack plate.
Hook it to the
I think
power
Mark
pole.
Daniels Jr. just put that on.
Drop it down.
What do y'all think about the crappie thrusters, the brakes? Seen those?
The
I
what?
have.
The trolling motors on the power poles. You not
Yeah,
seen that?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Apparently, there's going to be a lot of pros running them this year.
Well, just drift to
It's
drift.
it's supposed to
It's like a
stop
brake
you, or it's
system.
supposed to speed you up. Like you can speed you up, or it could like break you, where you can back up off the fish.
Yeah, like you could. It's like almost going in soft or backing up off of them without cranking the big motor.
Gotcha.
You know what I could see it being beneficial for if you could still do it? Long lining.
Yeah,
Are
you can.
Is it going to be a foot?
Yeah, it's
stop
foot
button
control
up
thing.
front?
Yeah, but see the thing, you
Can't-
can't like turn it left or right. It's just one way, either way.
But can't
So-
you long line in the BFLs?
I don't know, probably.
do
I don't
believe
even
you
You're
still
a
can.
co-angler.
I don't even see why that's like a rule because I feel like you just waste more time doing it that way.
So if you got one on each power pole, again, I wonder if you can't turn it, they're eventually going to get it to where you can power one at a time, and it will turn you.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. I don't know how they work. I've never seen them in person. I've never like used them or anything like that. You might be able to.
You got to think if you can put one in reverse and one in forward, it's going to spin you around on a dime.
Yeah, I think it could be beneficial, but I feel like it's one of those things that takes a lot of practice to use it correctly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, I think it would just be more that the fish hears under the water. You know what I mean? like if you're backing up or you're chasing a fish, they're gonna hear all three of them troll motors going under the water. You know what I mean?
I think what it is, we're getting so technical with this stuff. We're going to start running $400 on the boat just to get 60 mile an hour. All the crap on it.
Your boat needs a $400 just to go 60.
It's rated for 300. It'd probably run the mid 70s with that.
Oh,
I think it'll be the next thing co-anglers or somebody's fussing about.
yeah. I don't know. The one thing I don't know if there's like a quick this like takeoff or whatever, but I just would feel weird like when you power pull down that those are gonna like because like if you power pull near a tree or you power pull in the rocks and stuff like that, they're gonna get beat to hell.
They're gonna have to have extra props.
Yeah.
Yeah, extra props.
But if they make it where you can just quick detach it, you know what I mean? Like where you can just untwist the wire and then just take the bracket off. I mean, maybe, but
You're gonna do that every time you go power pole down.
but if I'm saying like if they are like on a lake where they know they're bed fishing or shallow, like they're in Florida or something like that, you know what I mean? Because that's another thing is when you're in Florida, you're gonna get grass all over that stuff.
Yeah.
Florida Watts Bar
Yeah,
or Chick even.
I don't think there's gonna be but maybe one or two people run them in our like VFLs and stuff here, but I know a lot of the elites are running them next year.
You say you're getting them?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not until it's one of those things where like you gotta have like unless I'm like out there, you know what I mean? Like and I'm fishing with somebody that has them and I see the benefit of it. But
I don't think it'll ever be you gotta have them.
no,
Nah.
I don't. You don't have to. Oh, I think you kind of have to have live scope at this point. But
I don't think it's gonna be a game changer. Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, I gotta have these to compete."
yeah,
It'll just be an added tool. But
what people are saying that they're using it for is if they see a fish at 70 and it's coming right at them, if they use those things to keep backing off of it, it constantly keeps them away from that fish. And then I've seen some guy say that he threw out a fish and he put it in reverse, and that fish followed his lure for almost 100 yards before it bit it.
Huh.
But then, wouldn't that technically be classified as trolling?
I would think so.
I feel like there's going to be some rules about this stuff because I feel like you're kind of.
You're getting to the point
Ain't
of maybe actually trolling for all.
Yeah.
I ain't a big fan. I'm just thinking about fishing out the back of the boat. My boater trying to.
I understand it. For
Yeah, you're
I'm like,
reeling,
what the
you're
hell,
reeling,
dude?
reeling it in, and then all of a sudden, all your line starts jerking real hard, and he's got it twisted.
I throw it something, and next thing you know, I'm 10 feet closer to it because he's trying to move the boat away from a fish swimming at him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or he presses the wrong pedal up there, and the power poles go down and connect to the water.
You know what I am
The ground,
glad?
I mean.
You know what I am glad about that stopped in the fishing industry? All this talk about live scope.
It'll be
You don't
back
hear it
by
much
May.
anymore. Yeah,
It'll be
probably.
back by May. It'll be back.
It will. It'll be back. Next, as soon
Nobody's
as
fished
fishing
that much in
tournaments
3 months.
started, yeah, because there's not really no tournament trails going on right now.
Yeah.
Once they
that's true.
start back up,
He
they'll
said
be saying
battery
that
companies
needs
will
to
be
be something
happy.
done.
He said battery companies will be happy to sell more batteries because that's something else you got to think into too.
You got so many batteries in a boat, it'd be like adding 2
You want-
people in there.
You know what? You want to hear what I might be doing in my battery situation because I'm in the process of working out a deal with Monster Marine lithium batteries. I'm going to be running one cranking battery, one big 12-volt battery for all of my electronics besides my Garmin, a separate same battery I already have for my Garmin, and then 2 36 volts batteries for my trolling motor.
That's a lot of batteries.
5 batteries. I'm already running 5 batteries, but not as big. I'm running 3 on one side for trolling motor, 1 for cranking, and 1 for live scope. But the live scope battery is that big, and the trolling motor batteries are only that big. So
You gonna put a power pole charge on it?
no, I've heard so many horror stories about a powerful charge.
Wasn't sure. I gotta get power poles before I even think about those.
Why don't you just buy that boat we talked about today?
I would love to. Like I said, they make a right deal. I'd even wrap the truck.
Take a Sharpie and write Kistler over. You can take that wrap off.
I might even switch off Kistler. He make me a good enough boat there.
He said it's just black and silver underneath. So
Shoot, I'll keep a wrap on it. That way I set really high expectations for myself when I pull up.
I got a wrap boat, but I fish co-angler.
The dude in the wrap boat. Now, if I buy that boat, I'm fishing boater. I'm sorry,
That'd be
Rob.
funny. The guy, your boater's like, "You have a boat, man?" He's like, "Yeah, I actually got a boat that's wrapped and everything." Fish co-angler.
No, I'd be like, it ain't a bad boat. I mean, it's bigger than this one. It's got more electronics and it's nicer.
No, you'd be like, you get a phone call from your boater and be like, "Hey, man, so what are you doing?" And you're like, "Actually, man, you think we could take my boat tomorrow? It's wrapped."
I'll let you drive it.
That would be funny.
I wonder if he's got it. Did he say he's got it at a dealership, don't you?
I think so. I can call him. I could probably call him right now.
Dial him in. No, I'm just kidding.
You want me to?
Down. No. That's back paddling.
It
I
probably
ain't ready.
wouldn't be.
I ain't ready to work that deal out, Gavin. You trying to get me to move in with you? I don't know how Mackenzie feels about a camper sitting out in your front yard.
No.
I had to park it at Rob's garage
It wouldn't
for
be a
couple
good
months.
idea either because it might not be appropriate for social media with how he talks sometimes. So.
Oh, well, we
He'd
can
be
go
like, "What's
south
up,
with
mother effer?"
it. That's funny. We ain't have a special guest on one day anyway, though. We ain't had one in a while.
We need to have one.
I'm gonna put Steve on here if we don't get one soon.
Put Steve.
And they talk about night
Steve is going to be our special guest and talk about
fishing expert.
night fishing.
Night
How
fishing.
how to fish with Dusty.
How to rig your how to rig a boat with
What are
the
you
most
doing?
wires. How to rig the boat with the most wires showing as possible.
He did a good job at it, though.
I'm just giving him our time.
I know. He
What would
I
you-
was going to fix it.
What would you think about me if I got my boat wrapped?
You
What you gonna wrap it with?
saran wrap.
After my wreck, probably have to.
Bubble wrap?
Yeah.
Saran wrap. And he's going to take a Sharpie and draw.
I just put stickers everywhere.
Band-Aids.
My main would be MMA, and then I would have Angler Tungsten, and then Wayno's, and then Big Daddy's Baits, and then Daryl's Barrels, and then why am I going blank? Pulse Fishing. You know, I really want to get a sponsorship with this one guy, but I know it ain't going to happen because he's already made a post about how he don't do sponsorships in the first half. It's called Buzzin' Baits, and their logo is like the Bush Light Mountains and stuff. Like that would look bad on a wrap. It was good.
I tried to talk Robbie into wrapping his boat one year with Lynx Plumbing and getting a toy off to the side and makes it look like he's pooping.
Yeah. That would go over look good.
That's honestly what I need to do. He said Gavin will wrap it with trailer reflective tape. I wouldn't blame him if he did. Honestly, I still think that would have saved me. He was drunker than hell.
Yeah.
Oh, I need like a force field. I need like Green Lantern to be riding with me the whole time.
You got Cal.
Ant-Man.
That's Ant-Man.
And,
Oh, jeez.
Well,
So, what tournament y'all most excited for?
Watch
I
Walker's
know
gonna be
what
warm.
Dustin's is. This Sunday with the East Tennessee Bassin Trail.
we already talked about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. First
Speaking
one.
of that, if anybody's watching, I think I hurt somebody's feelings last time I made a comment on here. That trail is actually a really good trail. They don't have as much drama as it used to. It's a really good trail. If you're in East Tennessee and you're looking for a trail with just a bunch of everyday working men, that Sunday trail, I think was it East Tennessee Trail is what they call it.
East Tennessee Bassin.
East Tennessee Bass Trail. It is a really good trail. They do it on Sundays, kind of make it fair for everybody. They draw the lake on Saturday, which is really cool because it kind of puts everybody on a fair playing field. That's probably the coolest thing that they do about that trail is where they pick the lake on Saturday. So nobody knows where you're fishing until Saturday. About I think it's 5 o'clock when they draw.
Yep. Normally
and
5
then
o'clock,
they're
Mikey goes on and races them ducks.
Yeah, races the ducks. But it's a really good trail. They run a bunch. They're really good people. They run a bunch of fundraisers and stuff for people, and then their classics always really good too. Pretty good payout. I think it's 25 to enter, 30 a tournament.
30 tournament, 35 membership.
35 membership. I'll probably be there I'll probably be here this Sunday, depending on where it's at.
And your sub, everybody's allowed one sub per team, but only can do 3, and he has to pay a $15 membership.
I'm just gonna fish. I'm just gonna fish by myself. Actually, no. I think Cal said he's gonna fish. I think, yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, Robbie don't start fishing tournaments besides BFL until it gets summertime.
Yeah, until he can go out in his underwear.
Yeah. Robbie hasn't been on the lake since the daggum regional, basically.
I've been on the lake. No, November first weekend of November was the last time I was on the lake.
I've been out of time.
Let me tell you. I want to go on the lake ASAP because them fish have probably not got pressured in 2 weeks, and I bet they are eating.
Or
I
they're
only know, like,
hibernating because
I
they're
don't know.
cold.
I don't know.
That's
That's
what-
smallmouth. I love it.
That's what me and Rob was talking about. That the pressure they haven't been getting over the past week and a half has got to help.
Yeah, because I
Then it's gonna
know
get a
I
little
don't.
warmer.
I only know of maybe one person that went out, and it might have been like the warmest day of that we had, maybe. But
It didn't even cross my mind.
so I know there was some people that went out today. I do know that.
Well, I had a customer call me Wednesday, and they know I fish, and they live on the lake, and she said, "Have you been fishing any?" I said, "No, I've not. It's too cold." She said, "Well, there's some guy been down here in front of my dock for 6 hours today." I was like, well, he must be very dedicated.
Me and Cal went last year when we had that big cold front that came through and it got all negative and stuff.
No, I'm freezing right now, sitting in this building with this heater running.
Well, once the temperature says negative, that's negative.
Go sit in your shed. Go sit in your boat girl barn.
No, I ain't sitting in there. It's colder in there. This heater's got a thermostat on it. It says it's 38 degrees in here.
I bet your motor's like frozen.
Nah,
I hope the last time y'all went you drained it.
I drained it off. It's good.
You go to crank it about kink, kink,
Nah.
kink.
He did that one year. When he blew his motor, we fished the South Holston. He's like, "That don't sound right. I need to get it checked out." About a month later, he goes, "Yeah, my motor blew." I said, "You ever get it checked out?" No.
That's one thing I will knock on Phoenix is their plug is durable because they make it metal, but it sucks in the winter because it freezes.
Well, that ain't gonna help the motor.
I don't know. Just talk about the plug. It's just annoying because you want to drain it so it don't freeze, and then you got to twist it back in. It's all frozen. I don't drain my boat. I hardly ever take the plug out of it unless it rains or I know I've had a bunch of backwash. In one day, but I usually just keep the plug in because I get to the lake and I strip everything off and then I just put it in and just go. Half the time I'd probably forget that I need to put the plug in.
But
And
now
if I do let it,
my boat has been in the water since Christmas Eve. Jake went out.
now I will, like, if I drain it, I'll drain it at the lake, and then once I get home, I just put the plug back in. But yeah. Oh geez, so whiz.
Well,
It's crazy. It's supposed to be like 70 degrees this weekend.
supposed to be pretty warm.
I'll be glad.
Me too. Yeah.
I like the snow and stuff, but I don't like when it gets this cold. When the snow's ice, not snow. Like you go step in the snow right now, and it's just
Sounds like
Well,
Rice
actually.
Krispie treats.
yeah, styrofoam. Ridiculous.
Well,
Well,
boys,
what
we're getting
tournaments
close
are
to
you
the
more
hour.
excited about?
Me?
Yeah,
Watch bar when it's hot.
I gotta get my membership again. I just got a notification that my membership ran out.
Yeah, when you call, they'll ask you when you call to register for the first one.
Yeah,
what they
they'll
did me
fix it
last
when
year.
you get registered.
Well, yeah, I can just do it online. I'm not old timey like y'all where I call and register.
That way I know it don't get messed up.
Yeah. I know if I get off with them and I get a text message.
Did I ever tell you about what happened to me last year? So I got to pay for my stuff, right? And I paid for 2 tournaments up front or something like that. Well, I was like, later on or whatever, I was like, I don't think that ever came out of my account. But it said I was in the tournament. I was like, well, whatever. It's probably just pending or something like that. Well, then I go to I think it was for the Watts Bar one. I went to purchase it for the Watts Bar, and I get a phone call from MLF, and they're like, somebody just called and said that there was a charge on their card for this tournament, and they didn't do it. I was like, well, who is it? It actually was a guy from I fished college with, and where I was still under the same membership and the stuff through our college tournament stuff. Every card that's been used through like on our college stuff is saved on everybody's profile. So it switched to my buddy Landon's card, and all those 3 tournaments were charged to his card instead of mine.
Oh man.
So
That's
I'd say
and
Landon
all
wasn't
they
too happy.
all they did was refund him, and they didn't make me pay for anything else. So I basically fished 3 tournaments for no charge.
That's because they're gonna double you up this year.
Probably.
your
for one
membership fee is
tournament,
$425.
I'm gonna call in the first one and say yes, Rob, and sign up for the first tournament. But Gavin Cotier, he's paying for it.
I'll be wrong.
He said
I'll
just
be
add
wrong
it to his
with
card.
Sponsored by Gavin Cotier.
Well, what we want to talk about next week?
Post tournament for me. We'll have a little something.
Maybe
Post
me too.
tournament
Two
for
for
Dust.
fishing. Huh?
Maybe me
What'd you
too.
say?
I said we'll do post tournament and comment
Maybe.
on what we need to talk about.
And we maybe have everybody.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Cal might not have to work next Sunday.
If he's fishing with me, I don't think he will unless he just goes in after.
Gavin has
That's
a
possible,
Gavin will have
too.
his boat first time out in his new boat.
Hey,
Maybe
and
second.
something else. I'm gonna be doing a lot on social media coming up on YouTube and stuff. So go ahead and check out my YouTube while you're here. That'd be greatly appreciated.
No fireworks. He
Yeah.
gave a thumbs up.
You
No
ain't got the power.
Hey, I tried. Hey, listen, I tried. I tried to help Dustin out today and transfer all my wave points over to his, but his graph was being stupid and not letting me.
My being stupid, mine was up to date. His was outdated.
Yeah,
It wouldn't let me transfer anything.
Ah,
But then I deleted all of them off of my unit and then put the SIM card in it and it let me transport it. So I was like, something wrong with your unit.
it was both of them though. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll get you. I'll come over and get one of them big SIM cards.
what was that again?
And then
That's what's
I don't
going to
know.
happen this week.
yeah, get rid of all that snow.
Make it in the freaking slush. All right, boys.
All right.
Peace
See
out,
y'all
Girl
next
Scouts.
week.
All right, like and subscribe our stuff. Tell a friend. Comment
Remember
any
that
topics.
God trip? I approved the God trip thing.
Huh?
So I said I approved the God trip thing. So
Yep, 25% on the guide trip.
no, I didn't say that much.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. Mate, mention the podcast, and Dusty and Rob gave you permission to get 10%.
I like how you throw me in there.
You're right. Yeah, I was talking to you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
All
Everybody have a good night. Bye.
right. See y'all.